Like your dad was saying, FAU's given up a bunch of points this year, but is the defense a little bit better for them than what the points show?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I don't really get into looking at stats or anything like that. Just from the games that I've watched, the one on TV and then all the film that I've studied, they're a really good defense. So they were really good last year, and like you said, they got a lot of guys returning. I know they got really good linebackers, good on the back end, and some new guys up front. But we'll have our work cut out for us. They're a really good team.
Did you travel to the game last year?
Yes, sir.
What did you see, and how hard was it not playing? Of course, playing in all those few games you didn't, but what did you kind of see when you were roaming the sidelines from FAU?
Yeah, obviously they were really good, but I thought John played a really good game for exception of a couple plays. He had a couple turnovers, but I was watching that film actually this morning. He played really tough. He threw for a lot of yards. We had trouble. We got down there close, and we had trouble, scoring touchdowns. We kicked a couple field goals there early on, but just studying that game, John's been loyal to me for a long time, and I like to touch on that because he's still around helping the program, and he does a great job. He's a very humble kid, and I love John Death. But yeah, they're a good defense.
You kind of mentioned their good linebacking core. What does a good linebacking core do for a defense against an offense like you guys?
Yeah, I think they're just kind of two-way players. They're good versus the run and they're good versus the pass. And I know number 2 has been there for as long as I have, and that's kind of crazy. So I think he's a 4-year starter, and I know he's had 100-plus tackles, I think, every year he's been there. So really he's the leader of the defense, and they got other guys around him as well. So they're sideline-to-sideline guys. We got to hit it. North and south, it's kind of tough to get east and west on them. So they're kind of the leaders of the defense, and they do a great job.
From a player standpoint, how'd you like the bye week? How do you think everything went? You guys feeling a little more energized, a little healthier?
Yes, sir. I mean, going into the season, everybody kind of thought that it was a little early for a bye week, but I think after the first couple games that we had and got a little banged up, it was good to sit back and kind of get refreshed physically and mentally. I know I watched a lot of football, and coming back to practice yesterday, I was really excited. It's always fun to kind of get away from it, see how other people do it, and then you kind of feel refreshed. I think it was good for myself, and then the guys that were banged up, I think we got healthier.
You touched a little bit on John. How have you seen kind of him transition to his new role now, just always kind of helping out from his career being over? Yeah,
I mean, he's done a great job. I mean, I'm pretty sure that me and him were the quarterbacks. He was the backup for 2 years, I'm pretty sure, and he was, that's always a weird dynamic, the quarterback and the backup, and a lot of times you see a lot of negativity surrounding that, but not with us. He was so loyal to me, and I got banged up a couple times, and he was ready to go, and that's just the kind of guy he is. He's a humble guy. He's a team guy, and now that obviously he had to step away from because of some injuries, and he's our signal guy now, and he's there at every practice, every meeting, helping the younger guys just like he would if he was playing quarterback. So everybody still looks at him as if he's a quarterback. They respect him. I know I do for sure, and he's a big part of this program.
The open date's always weird for me. How did you spend your Saturday?
In my recliner, watching a lot of football. I know I watched a lot of Friday night games. I got up, and I think Georgia and Missouri was the first one, and I didn't leave my seat. So it's fun being a fan sometimes. Obviously, it's pretty stressful playing and all that. But anytime you can get an open date and spend a Saturday watching some football, it's kind of fun.
Coach was saying that, it's good that you guys can look at the big picture now with the conference play. How do you guys approach this starting the conference play now?
Yes, sir. Like you said, I mean, obviously you want to win every game you play, and then, but these are the ones that matter. 1 and 2 wasn't how we wanted to start, but we got a chance to kick it off right in the conference with FAU. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's fun getting into conference, and you know that you can, have 6 or 7 conference games in a row, and you kind of get locked in. You get in that rhythm. Each game is very important in terms of the conference because usually if you lose one game in the conference, you're kind of out of it. So, you're locked in mentally every week. You're ready to roll and kind of getting that rhythm of conference play, and I think everybody loves that.
You guys are going against the offensive MVP of the conference from last year. What does FAU do so good offensively that you guys are going to have to key in on?
The main thing is their tempo. They have a lot of good players on offense, start with the running back, and they do a good job of just tempo, just catch you off guard before you can even get your play in. So, I mean, That's one thing that they do very well to kind of get the defense off balance.
I know you guys haven't been super happy with the way you've tackled in the first 3 games. How did the off week kind of help that, and how good are you going to have to be against a guy like Devin Singletary?
Oh yeah, as we saw last year, he broke a lot of tackles on us and just poor tackling and just a better job on him. So I mean, this off week we just got after it, just perfecting tackling, because that's going to be a big thing headed to conference play.
Is that the biggest thing you remember from last year was their tempo?
Yeah, just the tempo and a little malfunctioning with getting the play calls and stuff like that. So I mean, we just gotta just start out fast because we know what to expect. So I mean, just get out to a good start.
Obviously, you guys are starting conference play this week. What's that like for you guys as a defense to know that it's conference time now, it's ready to go?
Yeah, as coach say, it's conference play. It's like a new season for us. All our goals is still up there for us. So I mean, everything that we want to accomplish is still up for grabs despite our record right now.
How big would a win on Saturday do for you guys, especially starting off conference 1-0 before, just to get things rolling? How big would it be?
I mean, it'll be a big win, just the fact that it's our first conference game. So every conference game is a big game for us to win, just to get to our goal and get to a conference championship, and just to reach our goals at the end of the year. And just the fact that it's against the Conference USA championship last year will make it even better.
How much was Coach Schaefer kind of during the bye week kind of telling you guys when reviewing a couple of things when you guys practiced this week about execution? I know you touched on that in the last few times you've been up here, just because of how many yards the defense kind of allowed. How much was Coach Schaefer kind of emphasizing that last week during those 2 practices before giving you the rest of the week off?
Oh yeah, I think it was a big emphasis because one, we went shells and 4 pads on the bye week, so I think that was just to get us with better tackling and just better executing plays, because I mean, in order for us to win, we have to hold up to our standards, just do what we're coached to do.